What's going on, everybody? Aaron here, helping musicians get better, faster. And what you just heard was the 2023 11th and 12th grade Tuba all-state audition for the state of Florida. Now, if you haven't done so already, you're going to need this music. I would highly suggest going ahead and grabbing the Koparash book. I'll have an affiliate link in the description down below. The affiliate link doesn't cost you anything extra, it just helps out the channel a little bit. That said, for educational purposes, I will have both of the etudes on my website eventually. They're just not up there right now at the time of this recording. So just check back a little bit later. It'll probably be in a pinned comment or in the description, just once I get it done. This is the last all-state video, so once this one is shipped, I'm going to edit the website. But let's get into it and let's start with the technical. So for the technical, let's talk first about tempo. Florida All-State doesn't really give you one to work with, so we have to go by what's on the book, which is Allegro. And if I'm going by what my metronome defines as Allegro, that's going to be 110 to 131, which means it's really fast. What you heard me playing on was 110. So with that in mind, if you're a little under tempo, I don't think it's the biggest deal, but I do think you need to be about 100 or above. However, going really fast doesn't really mean anything if it doesn't sound really good. So tempo comes last. And the interesting thing is, even though this is a really hard etude, there's actually a lot of music and art inside of it. As best as you possibly can, try to work in all of these hairpin dynamics that we've got written in here. And also really pay attention to where you have runs that start on piano, and then in the next measure, they're mezzo forte. And then the next measure, like, make sure you're paying attention to all those different subtle changes. It's the mark of a really mature musician to be able to swap on the fly. My other tip is if you see something going into a crescendo and there's no dynamic written at the end of the crescendo, use your next dynamic as your goalpost for how loud you should be going to. The same also works with diminuendos. Almost all of these runs that end with a quarter note have an accent in there, so make sure you're popping that quarter note out, and that's where you're also going to want to pay attention to your intonation, just making sure, like, if it's an F inside the staff, that it's not wicked sharp. And when the notes start to go really down into the basement, at least the basement in terms of this etude, make sure that they're coming out as best as possible. You're kind of sitting inside the staff, so it is face-wise surprising when we go below it. And with our articulation, almost throughout the entire thing, we're in that semper staccato, which just kind of means like kind of staccato. So it's going to be short, but it's not pecky. So make sure that you are articulating and all of that sounds really nice, but you're not playing it so short that all we're getting is kind of like tuba fluff sound. Otherwise, this is one of those drop the metronome, sit down with it really, really slow. Don't move ahead until you've got everything exactly the way you want it to be. And then slowly throughout the summer, get it faster and faster and faster. Get the art first and then the speed. But hopefully by August, September, the speed is going to be there for you. Oh, and just another side thing. I know a lot of you can't do much about it because tubas are expensive, so you're using your school's horn. Do whatever you can to get rid of production sound, which is the sound of your valve moving up and down. It's just going to ruin an audition if all we hear every single time you pick up a finger is ding, 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 ding. If we're hearing more of the metallic sounds of your tuba as opposed to the nice sounds you're making, that's going to be a problem and it's going to be hard to judge. Now, also try your best to not breathe anywhere extra. I know there's a lot inside of here and there's a couple phrases where you have to make it a really long time, but try your best to not breathe anywhere that isn't a rest. There's a couple eighth notes in there that you might be able to grab a sippy breath, but for the most part, you just kind of want to breathe on a quarter rest or an eighth rest and go, which might adjust how loud dynamics like mezzo forte are going to be in this run through. Really, we just need the percentage of volume to move up and down. But if you bring back your mezzo forte so you can last for more time, it might be helpful. Now, this lyrical etude is all about balance. And what I mean by that is balancing the nice dolce lyricism with lifted staccatos, with really quiet dynamics, but also really loud and full dynamics. We're doing a little bit of everything. This is essentially a yin yang of tuba playing. Right off the rip, try your best not to breathe anywhere they don't tell you. Also, if you've never seen it before, that upside down V looking thing, that's a breath mark. That's just a different way to write a breath mark. You have a decision on what to do with all of these half notes that have tenutos on top of them. I just give them a little bit more weight. I don't hold on to them for any extra amount of time or anything. And I kind of separate them a little bit more than maybe I would otherwise. When you have things like a quarter note with a breath mark and then a run of eighth notes, make sure that that breath doesn't take up more time than it deserves. So essentially you don't want to clip the quarter note. You don't want to go ba dee da dee da dee da da dee da as best as you can. Try to make sure that if there is some breathing involved, that you at least the note prior, you give it as much as you can. With the turns, for those of you who don't know what it is, you go up one note, come back, go down one note, come back. I'm not going to go into in-depth here. Just look it up. It's not as complicated as it looks, but also make sure that you're paying attention to any accidentals that are written inside of the turn. For both of these turns, I think putting them on the end of one is okay. Dee, da, 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 dee, da, da. It's kind of how I think about them. And for all those grace notes that are off of that C, I put that on the end of 2. D, da ba da ba dee. Now we also have the what do they want with this when you have the slur with a bunch of staccatos inside of it. So what I do is I do a lifted staccato, and I think about it kind of like a bow lift. And so there's a lot of length to it, but it's still separate from the note beside it. And one of the really cool things is once you get out of all of those eighth notes that do that, you have a couple quarter notes and like one last tag on phrase before the end of what they give us. It's going to be really cool if you can have all of that like shortness and liftedness and then go right back into all of that really lush legato playing there at the end. Dee da dee da dee. Like all that sort of thing. It'd be really cool to see you be able to transform your sound instantly like that. Otherwise, there's a lot of your normal lyrical etude stuff. Play really pretty, make sure it's really nice in tune, make sure that when you go up from inside the staff to a bunch of ledger lines below the staff, it's as nice as you can possibly make it. This one is definitely not the barn burner that the technical is, but there's still emphasis on making sure that you get a lot of it right before moving on. I will say this, tuba folks, I've recorded 7 of these videos. You have the hardest audition of all the bass clef people. They really wanted to make sure the tuba players that they get are good, so good luck. But that's all I've got for you on these 2 etudes. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and look at the FBA requirements. They did change up the scales and what notes you can play and all that sort of a thing, so make sure you're aware of that. Otherwise, if you've made it this far, consider hitting that like button and consider subscribing to get more videos like this directly to you. But again, y'all, I'm Aaron, helping musicians get better, faster. Be happy, never satisfied, and good luck in your all-state prep.